Guys, and welcome back to our Microsoft Flight Simulator career. We have a big one ahead of us today. This is a big step as a pilot. We are going to be earning our IFR certificate, our instrument flight rules rating. This is going to be great. So up until this point, we have only been allowed to fly in clear blue skies. VFR rules, visual flight rules, just kind of, you know, if you can see it, you can fly. Now we're going to learn to fly in less than ideal circumstances, in the clouds, in inclement weather, at nighttime, that kind of thing. We're going to have to learn to rely
weather can look daunting, but you will be
on
able
our
to perform your approach by relying on your aircraft's instruments, just like you did in your training.
Perfect. All right. So looks like it wants us to fly to EVTEP. We also want to descend to 2,100 feet. And let's go ahead. Let's zoom in on this.
Please expedite your descent 2,100 feet.
And we're going to pause this really quick to take a look at our PFD, our primary flight display here. So I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this, but I went through the tutorials and stuff. Obviously, this is our airspeed. This is our altitude. This is how quickly our altitude is changing. So right now, we're at negative 1,000 feet per minute. This is your horizon. Obviously, you can see there. This is going to be your pitch in 10-degree increments. So like when you're turning, you want to stay around that 20-degree mark here in the Cessna. So right now, we're at like 4 degrees or so on our right-hand turn. This down here is kind of like our flight path, our heading. This is where we want to be. This is technically the direction we want to be going, but this guy, this part right here, needs to make this a whole arrow. Basically, we're kind of in the right direction if we were pointing this way, but we're a little bit off to the left. So we need to aim right to bring this in here. Once it's a full arrow, we turn back to the left. You kind of try to keep that whole arrow pointed in that direction and you're good to go. Now, another thing I've also been messing with is the autopilot, trying to learn about that. I think this is going to help us out a lot, but obviously using autopilot here in a test scenario probably isn't the best idea. I think we want to prove that we've actually learned something. So we're going to see what we could do. Looks like we want to fly to EVTEP. We want to descend to 2,100 feet. Now, technically, I don't think it needs us to get on this flight path, but we're just going to do it anyway. So let's get down to 2,100. We're going to go right until we can get on our flight path. And hopefully we're going to be able to make decent work of this. So let's see what we can do here. Lose some altitude, lead off, turn down to the right. I'm going to be looking to get to 2,100 feet, and then we want to level off at 2,100. Now we are gaining a lot of speed here, so we don't want to gain too much speed. Getting into the yellow there is never good. But look at this. We are currently going into the clouds. Something we have not really been allowed to do before. Technically, we weren't allowed to fly into clouds at all. We're going to start adding a little bit here to try to level off. Don't lose too much. Here we go. We can trim up if we need. I don't think we're going to have to. Just got to find that balance where we're keeping that number at 2,100 and we're staying nice and consistent. Get to a nice cruising speed, trim up if we have to. You just gotta kind of keep finagling with it. It put us pretty close to our landing point, I think, so it's not gonna make it easy for us, but it looks like we've kind of leveled out here. So now our goal is gonna be to go to the right. We're gonna try to get this thing to line up. Again, I don't think this is necessary for this current situation. It might actually mess us up a little bit. We'll see. Oh shoot, we lost some altitude there on our turn. Give it a little bit more and we're gonna go into the clouds. Up to 2,100. Looking good. Might need to give it a little bit more. All right, so we literally, I mean, we could close our eyes. We could look down at the ground here, or really just kind of focus solely on the screen. We don't need to see anything that's going on outside of the airplane, which is kind of crazy. It's a little bit scary. The other thing we're going to be using here is going to be our glide slope. So we use that a lot in the Top Gun DLC from the last flight sim game, if you guys remember that. And basically, if the G is above, that means you're below the slope. If the G is below, that means you're above the slope. You want to keep the G around here, and that's going to kind of guide you in on the glide slope into a landing. So you can just kind of, again, rely on all of your instruments here. This is intense. All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, and we're going to see if we can't get... Oh, don't speed it up too much, Trev. There you go. There you go. Okay, you can see.
Switch back to visual flight rules before landing. Identifying the runway lights should help you during the transition.
I don't need to right now.
Cessna 839er, you are 13 miles east of Sunbird. Contact tower on 118.25 when inbound.
So I think our runway is going to be somewhere over here. It looks like we are pretty much back on heading. It's not perfect, but we're doing better. Obviously, we are below the glide slope, so we're going to have to go through that. Let's acknowledge ATC.
Tower on 118.25 Cessna 839er.
Probably trim down a little bit since we're climbing so much and we're losing some speed, and we can back out now. So we literally can't see anything right now. So that, I mean, that works.
Niner 12 miles east inbound RNAV runway.
Dude, this is terrifying.
Runway 24.
I can't see a single thing, but we just gotta hope that our instruments are doing the right thing here.
QNH 101 tree cleared. PBAG S1 AARA. NAEV. PSAP RNAV. PN runway 9 approach.
All right. Yes, I heard you loud and clear. Didn't understand any of it, but I heard you. Oh my goodness, dude. We are just flying through a cloudy sunset. I have no idea what we're looking at, but we're just trying to hope and pray that our instruments are not letting us down here. And we have dropped a little bit. We're down to 2,000 feet. I think we're going to be fine with that. Eventually, we'll catch up with that glide slope. It does look like we can see some... Dude, that's so scary. Wait, those are clouds, not mountains. That's what's insane. Like, sometimes you get into this stuff, you don't really know what's up from down. People have died. Pilots have died from not, you know, paying attention, getting disoriented. You just got to trust in your thing. So you could see here, we're lined up a little bit better. We're going to turn. We want to get that heading of about 262 degrees, it looks like. That might be our runway over there. Back a little bit. I don't know what that green thing that looks kind of like an airplane is. We're just going to keep going. Am I doing all right, sir? I hope I'm doing okay. This is nerve-wracking. We're holding steady. Everything's holding steady. Glide slope is not moving at all. Looks like we're all right so far. I mean, it is so beautiful, dude. Looks like we're turning a little bit to the right here. Let's make sure we don't do too much of that. Try to stay on point. Autopilot would be really nice right now, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna stick with this. Our glide slope, we're still underneath it, so we're just gonna stick here until we get a little bit closer. Are you nervous, sir? I would be a little bit nervous if I were you, not gonna lie. Looks like we're a little bit to the left of it, so we can aim a little bit more right here. Have a heading of 263 degrees. Oh, you can see our glide slope starting to come down here. So again, this is kind of, you're in the perfect glide slope when you have it here. So you can see this diamond coming down. Once that gets there, that's exactly where we want to be. Looks like that might be our runway right there. We're a little bit to the right of our heading, so we're going to turn back to the right. We're going to try to get on this glide slope, and then we're going to try to follow that all the way in. And then as soon as we can actually see it, we'll switch back to VFR so that we can land the plane.
Cessna 8 tree, Niner 1271 at 12. Cleared to land runway 24.
Runway 24, I got you. Go ahead and
Cleared to land runway 24 Cessna 8 tree Niner.
So it looks like our glide slope is about perfect. Now we're going to want to keep that pretty even, and what we're going to do is start pitching down a little bit to be able to keep that. We want to start losing some altitude. We're a little bit to the left here. Go back right. I mean, it's definitely not a perfect science. Start backing off the power a little bit. This is insane, dude. This is, are you seeing this, bro? I'm flying completely blind. I'm legally blind. All right, we're a little bit under the glide slope, so we're gonna pull back up some. We don't want to lose too much speed too quickly, but we're gonna be all right. We're actually a bit under the glide slope, so I'm gonna speed us back up. We're a little bit to the right, so we can go back to the left. Dude, the glide slope for the jets on the aircraft carrier on that DLC was so insane. All right, we are pretty much perfectly on line here. Glide slope's looking good. Gonna want to start dropping a little bit, keeping it in that window. Just little touches, no overreactions or anything. We can see the airport on our PFD, but I can't see a single thing here. We're a little above it, so we got to go lower. Make sure you're keeping an eye on your speed too, Trev. You don't want to come in too quickly. Oh goodness. Okay, it's starting to clear up a little bit. We're starting to be able to see. There are our runway markers. We are way above the glide slope here. We're going to start dropping. Start losing power. We're going to add flaps when we can. Hopefully be able to add flaps pretty quickly. We're coming in a little bit hot, but that's fine. I got 20% flaps. Still way above the glide slope, but we should be able to set this bird down. No power. Go ahead and float in here. My goodness, we just did it first try, baby. That's what I'm talking about. We're a little high on the glide slope. Flare up. Okay. You know, I mean, it wasn't the 100% best I've ever seen. I don't think you're supposed to get the stall warning at the end, but I will say I think that was pretty good. Acknowledge the handoff. Dude, look at the freaking weather out here. What is going on with the clouds? We're going to coast over into our hold short. Now, with this rating, it's a reason why this is so big. clearance to taxi. We're
ground Cessna
gonna wait for
November
clearance. It's gonna be
798
over here.
tree.
With
Niner
this rating,
taxi
we're gonna be
departure.
able to do private pilot
November
stuff,
798
private
Niner
charter
taxi
stuff.
to
So
general aviation parking via taxiway Kilo.
beautiful. It should just be right to the left, right here, right?
Taxiing to general aviation, parking via taxiway Kilo Cessna, 8 Tree Niner.
Also, you guys may have noticed I turned off a lot of the HUD, like up in the corners and stuff like that, as well as when we're outside here. We've got like one little compass, but I don't have all the stuff going on, so it just kind of makes things a little bit more realistic. I think we should start using our actual instruments
job.
and stuff.
You've passed the test. There's a few areas where you could improve, but that was a solid performance.
I mean, it was my first attempt. If I get a 75% plane heading, I think it was weird. I'm not sure if we were supposed to get on the flight plan or not, but we passed it with a B. All day long. We'll take that. I'm happy with it, and now we can make some money by doing some private charters. It allows you to navigate when you can't fly using visual references. You will no longer be grounded on cloudy, rainy, snowy, or poor visibility conditions. Let's go. All right, that's our second rating there. We're working towards it. I really want to get high performance and then get jet. We might go multi-engine. Night would be pretty good too. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we now could officially do some private charter missions, I believe. Charter services. And just like that, we are expanding our business by 100%. So we have purchased a new type of company. We've got a VIP charter service. If we take a look here, we've got Cloud Clingers, our delivery company. Things have been going well there. We've also got Get You There. This is our new VIP charter company, and we're going to be starting small, but hopefully scaling up very, very soon. Now, the thing that I don't like, and hopefully I'm wrong about this, but I can't see any other way to do it, you can't move this Skyhawk that we already have. Like, we can manage it, do checkups, wash, repaint, whatever else. We can also go in, we can transfer the aircraft, but that's to transfer it to a different destination in the world. That's not to move it to a different company. So I don't see a way to move this aircraft to our new company. I would love to just switch over and do new missions. So instead, we've got crew set to on. So that's off. We're going to turn it on. So now this, as we're offline and not playing with it, crew will take that out, they'll fly it, and we'll get a cut of those profits. I think you make more than what you spend on maintenance. Otherwise, that wouldn't make sense to even have that feature. But basically, low but consistent income coming from this thing now. So that means we're going to have to purchase a new airline and add to our fleet here and Get You There. Now, I was looking through some of the aircraft. This is where it can get exciting. Obviously, a lot of this stuff we're going to need more certs for. I really want the Vision Jet. I think that'd be a good place to start. I also feel like, I don't know, I mean, the Beechcrafts, the TBMs, eventually we could have a Cessna Citation would be sick, the CJ4 up here, or the Longitude. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff here, but unfortunately it's all very, very expensive, and we are not quite prepared for it. Now, a brand new Cessna 172 is 490,000 credits. That's really not that much. We could potentially save our money for that, but we're going to go into used aircraft because we just want to get things going. We want to start making money as soon as we possibly can, and it looks like we're going to be able to buy a used one for 250,000 credits, 260,000 credits here. Let's see what our condition is looking like. I'm a little bit nervous about this. I mean, we might be better off buying new, but it just is what it is. It's an aircraft, dude. So we're going to purchase this thing, 259,900 credits. We're going to do the big dog insurance for sure. Don't want to take any risks. And where do we want to have this thing delivered? I mean, I guess, do we think we're going to have any VIP missions in this area? We did unlock Tahiti. I'm going to drop it off in Tahiti. Why not? Bora Bora, baby. 260,000 credits. Oh, I hope we're not making a mistake here. Let's lock this in. Purchase. Oh my goodness. All right. New Cessna 172 Skyhawk. It's our second one.
One aircraft. You could consider hiring additional crew members to operate them. After all, you can only fly one aircraft at a time yourself.
So we're going to have some supplemental income there.
Fly your other aircraft will allow your company to bring in income even when you're not in the pilot seat yourself. However, you still need to monitor every aircraft for wear and tear.
It's a good thing we got the max insurance, but all right, so that looks good to me. So let's see, I really hope we have a VIP mission in this area. If we don't, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Come on, baby, come on, come on, come on. Give me some VIP missions. Bro, what? Oh, no. Do you know how much it's going to cost to transfer that plane? Oh, no. It's going to cost us 51,000 credits to transfer it back here. How much is this going to pay? Bro, what? Why would it give me that option? I wanted to fly around Tahiti, obviously. Oh no, dude, 6,700, 5,000. 5,900. Oh boy, we made a whoopsie here for sure. 10,000 credits here for Charlotte all the way up there. All right, we got to do it, dude. Let's start branching out. Gonna take 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's fine. We're gonna have to move our aircraft from Tahiti. It's gonna cost us 51,000 credits. That is so freaking stupid. We better not mess this up. A lot riding on this one here, folks. I can't believe it let me select Tahiti as a delivery point if there were no jobs in Tahiti. That is so frustrating. But we're gonna remove all of our covers. We are going to remove our chocks, and hopefully we are going to get you there in one piece. Let's get it going, baby. Our first ever charter mission. I'm very excited about this. Let's go ahead and invite
Proceeding to boarding now. Madam,
everyone
please come
on board
aboard and take your seat.
I don't know who
We're on
got
to that,
swindled
Captain. They're on their way. Have a good flight.
into paying $140,000 for a 2.5-hour flight in a Cessna. But this girl's loaded, that's for sure. My goodness. Welcome, ma'am. Appreciate your patronage.
Pleased
Thank
to
you very
welcome you
much. You
aboard,
could be in the
madam.
wide-body
Hi,
Boeing business jet
Captain.
if you wanted. How you
I'd
doing?
appreciate if you could avoid cutting off my network access during the cruise. I need to be sure I'll be able to make important calls anytime.
It's a
Thanks,
businesswoman.
Captain.
Got bad news for you. I don't think a 172 has Wi-Fi. Maybe we got Starlink. I'm not sure. But here we go. Let's go ahead and get things fired up. Oh, man. We're going to be trying to use Autopilot for the first time, hopefully. It's going to be a long and very important ride, so hopefully nothing goes wrong. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. Get everything fired up here. Ma'am, I respect your business acumen, but to be honest, I kind of question how you got here with the decision-making that you're displaying today. I wish you the best of luck. Let's go ahead and request our takeoff
Charlotte Tower,
clearance,
Cessna,
release our
November
parking
7
brakes.
9er 8 tree. Niner, ready for departure runway tree 6 center, IFR to Whiskey Victor 62.
Kind of looking
Cessna
over our buttons here, trying to figure everything out.
Tree 9er altimeter 2
Course setting.
9er.74. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 6 center.
There's our altitude select. Okay, so this is going to be our altitude hold mode. This is obviously autopilot. This is our heading select mode. Where's our heading button? Oh, here we've got an altitude thing here. Where's our heading button? Heading knob is up there. Okay, so we're going to be able to change that. You can see you're changing on the compass there. That tells you where you're going.
Please acknowledge.
Yep, got you. Sorry about that. I'm trying to learn how to use autopilot, sir. We'll figure it out once we get in the air. It's not a big deal. Looks like we got some inclement weather potentially. Not exactly the
Madam,
best
on behalf
scenario.
of my company, I would like to thank you for flying with us today on this flight to Dry Fork. We are prepared for takeoff, so please ensure your seatbelts are correctly fastened and your electronic devices are turned off or in airplane mode. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Make sure your tray tables are up and stowed and latched in the upright position. Please don't use the lavatory. Just kidding, there's no lavatories on this bad boy. Here we go. We are going to go full speed ahead. We got 10 degrees of flaps. We've got a bit of trim on there, I believe. We're going to... it is... Oh, it's windy. It's windy today. It is really windy. Okay, we're fine. We're going to be fine. It's not a big deal. It's a little bit scary, but it's okay. Oh, my God. We almost wrecked the plane the moment that we got it. Okay. So that is our route that we have right there. Eventually, I would really love to not have to use that at all. I want to start turning that completely off, but I have noticed it's a little bit weird. So I did one VIP mission out in Bora Bora. That's why we had it unlocked. And just to kind of test things out, it's odd. Sometimes things don't line up. Like you can see this guy down here, that doesn't line up with the one up in our top left up there. The one up in the top left does not line up with the gates that it has here. I don't know what we're actually supposed to be following. I think you can kind of do either. I don't think you have to perfectly follow everything to a T, but right now our goal is going to be to climb to 8,000 feet and fly to Jadine. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the altitude hold mode on, and we're going to turn our altitude to 8,000 feet. We've got our vertical speed mode on. Let me confirm that. So that puts this thing here, and now you can choose it how fast you want it to go up or down. If we turn autopilot on and keep that there, we're going to stay flat. We're going to stay right at this. Obviously, we want to climb a little bit. I'm going to wait until we get in this runway here, and then we're going to turn that up, and it should keep pushing us up. To be honest, man, I'm a little bit lost because when I turn autopilot on, you notice how it's kind of making us go left. Autopilot's not really focusing on this. Let's turn heading on,
Cessna 839er,
and then we can
please
change our heading to
expedite your
this.
climb 8,000 feet.
So we can have our heading right on that line, and our autopilot's going to take us to that heading. So we're still trying to get up to 8,000 feet. Ooh, we're getting into some stormy clouds. You really wanted to take this 2-hour flight in a Cessna through some rough storms.
Cessna 839er, please expedite your climb 8,000 feet.
Yep, I'm trying to get there. We're going to nose up. We're gonna aim to climb 1,000 feet per minute. That might be a little aggressive, so we can nose down a little bit. We'll say like 500 feet per minute. It is nice that we have the ability to not have to fiddle with the stick and everything else, though. You know what I mean? Like the autopilot is managing everything. We've got 9% trim, 8%, 7%, 8%. It's reacting to everything around us, which is great, especially as we go into some really harrowing situations here. So we're going up at 500 feet per minute. We're currently at 3,500 feet and climbing. Obviously, once we get up to cruising altitude, we're going to be able to kind of level things out and go a little bit quicker. It's going to take us a bit to get there, looks like. See, it's so weird that this is pointing this way. These are pointing this way. I don't understand why those don't line up. This should be our main flight path that it wants us to take. So I don't know if I should trust this or if I should trust this. We've always trusted this, so that's what I'm going to do. We also don't have anything through here. Like once we get to JD, we have an actual path. So I think we can fully give it over to the autopilot once we get to that. But until we get to that, I guess we just kind of free ball it over. Is this Lake Norman here, maybe? Also, I don't know what this diamond means now because you can see Jadine is over to our left. That's where we're supposed to be going, and the diamond is off to the right. So, I mean, it's my first day in the job here. I just got my IFR rating, and now we're flying where we literally can't see anything. At least we're going to be up above the clouds in a minute. Should get a little bit safer for you guys. Her eyes are glazed over. She's definitely very nervous here. I would be too, but we're going to get there eventually, hopefully in one piece. We should have named the company that, hopefully in one piece. Yeah, bro, this is absolutely terrifying. Again, I really appreciate your patronage here, but to pull up to an unmarked plane that we can't even afford to paint this thing, it feels like a really bad decision on your part. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're climbing though. We're doing all right. This is just amazing though, dude. Look at that. I love that we actually have the time to be able to like look around and enjoy ourselves a little bit now. Got a beautiful lake down there. Would love to be looking at Tahiti, but I guess that just wasn't in the cards for us. So now we've got these boxes we're supposed to be following. Dude,
Cessna 839er, please expedite your climb 8,000 feet.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there. I don't know if we have the juice for it. Do I have to adjust our fuel mix? We're on 100% mixture. Let's nose up a little bit. Let's try to climb a little bit faster if we can. We're going to climb at 300 per minute. We're going to get this eventually. Don't you guys worry. I know you look a little bit scared. It's going to be fun. I'm wondering if that's this. I'm wondering if this just has us going two different ways. And again, you don't have to do any specific way. Like, eventually, I just want to have that turned off. I want to know that we're going to the right place without having the free game up there. We just need to figure out what's going on. So if these two end up connecting and this ended up being okay, then we're going to be in good shape. But I don't want to turn it back on autopilot and try that out until we have to. So if I get up into this, I'm going to be really upset if I turn autopilot on again and I took my glasses off, sorry. No wonder we can't figure out how to use this thing. I'm going to be really upset if autopilot messes this up again. But it looks like we are on course and this is actually marked correctly. If I go autopilot on the nav, on GPS... Why is it dropping? Why is it dropping? What are you doing? Okay, so the autopilot's just straight up, like when I let the autopilot go according to the navigation, that's straight up not working. Now it looks like we're actually getting to our main autopilot thing.
What's going on? Never been shaken around this much.
Well, it's not the best
I can't
flying
handle
conditions.
This. Is this normal?
Yes. Autopilot, nav. Why is it taking me to the left? It should be going to the right. Bro, I have no idea. Smeum's over here, and the autopilot's trying to take us over there. Obviously, we have a lot to learn here. What we're going to do is we're going to turn off GPS mode. We're going to go to ROL, which I'm not sure what that means. We're going to turn autopilot on. We're going to keep us on that altitude hold at 8,000 feet. And then we're going to use our heading to do pretty much everything else. It could be taking us on a shortcut. It could be a glitch. It could be taking us to somewhere we're not supposed to be going. I honestly don't know what the answer is, but we're just going to manually do this. I would like to get rid of these completely eventually. Let's go a little bit 6-degree heading. Dude, look at the crab walk that we're doing right now. Holy cow, the wind out here is crazy for a little Cessna, but I would love to be able to do this. That is something there, dude. That is absolutely amazing. This is what it would actually look like out there. Just cruising along in our lawnmower of the sky, going to Hocus Pocus. We've got some passengers who are complaining about a little bit of rough and tumble bumpiness, but I say it's just all a part of the experience. Just hang on. Sit tight and shut up. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If my pilot, who was sitting here talking to himself, trying to figure out the autopilot, like reading the manual and stuff like that, told me to sit down, be quiet and shut up, or strap in and shut up after I paid him 140 grand, I'd probably throw him out of the plane. Gonna stop and take a look around. Look at this, dude. We're getting into the mountains. You guys good? You hanging in there? Need anything? But yeah, this is... I just love all the different places that we've seen so far in this series, and the fact that we have autopilot now is going to make it so much nicer for these middle sections because we can actually look around and not panic. This is really bothering me too because our autopilot is still going this way. You can see it's trying to get us to go off to the left. We're right next to this line, but now this is saying that this line up here is correct. It's saying that that's what we want to follow. So I feel like they keep changing every time, and none of it makes sense and none of it adds up. This will keep, if we speed this up, this line right here will keep going off course and it'll reset and try to get us to go back that way. So I think eventually we're going to be taking a left. I think this might be taking us directly to our destination, which I don't think is what we want, because I think if you miss these, you miss points on your test or your challenge or whatever it is, points on your mission. So I guess we'll see. No, see, that's wrong. This has us going off to the left. This has us going off over here. But eventually we're going to end up to the right. This is going to be our final destination. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the autopilot. So let's just try to get it there in one piece and get her down. If we fail the landing after doing this much work, I'm going to be really upset. Okay, so we have a bit of an issue. Somehow we ran into two weather reports that are just interrupting each other. If you pause it, it will let one of them talk.
Tree 11 at 1 tree.
But she really wants to be heard. I've heard the same thing over and over. This guy also really wants to be heard, so you can let them talk, but they'll just keep going by themselves when it's paused. And when it's unpaused, they're just going to keep talking over each other. So we've hit another bug here. I think I'm just going to have to turn off my... is there a radio button? Intercom... COM1? Receiver, transmitter? Nope, can't turn those off. I would imagine we probably don't want to turn our radio off. There's a... nav volume. Oh my gosh, this is... Bro, I'm gonna have to mute it. I'm gonna put some like nice copyright-free music there. The unfortunate part is we're not gonna have any sort of indication as to you know, engine noise and whatever else. We're gonna be flying in blind, flying in deaf. Can you be a deaf pilot? Is that allowed? I feel like engine noise and hearing things would be pretty important. Dude, our airspeed indicator isn't even working. There's some stuff with this game that really needs to be fixed. I'm gonna turn our external HUD to full. Let's see. Does the external HUD? No, that's stuck too. So we're most likely crashing this plane. We've got rain coming in. Bro, I could probably cry right now. The game has frozen in an infinite loop of radio messages, and we don't have an accurate reading on what our airspeed is. The only other thing we have, hold on, let me pause this. The only other thing we have is this working? No. Our basic altimeter's not working either, or speedometer. So we're 100% going into this blind as a bat. We're just gonna hope for the best. Hope we don't fall out of the sky. Dude, I'm so worried I could be sick. Bro, it's like a blizzard out here. I don't know what to say. I need to have my sound on so I can hear the engine and maybe hear if there's any sort of a stall warning. I don't know if we're still gonna have a stall warning or not. It's working. It's working. Our airspeed's working again. How is that possible? How did that just happen? How did we get it to work? I don't know, but it's working, and that's all that matters. Come on, baby. We need to make this landing. Bro, I have never been more upset. I think we've got too much flap for this kind of a landing. I think we're gonna have to land with maybe 10-degree flaps, and we'll add a little bit at the end. We've got some heavy wind and stuff here. I don't think we want a whole lot of drag. I am so freaking nervous right now. This is the most important thing we have done in our career. We are going to make a lot of money if we succeed here. We are going to lose a lot of money if we don't. This is one of those situations where they say, like, you know, hey, if you were in a situation where the pilot passed and you had to take over, and you know, thrive under the pressure and get it done yourself, well, we're about to find out. Just yapping in my ear. Kilo Foxtrot, kilo, whatever. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's no way. There's no way. Come on. We're coming in completely sideways. I don't know how to do a crab landing like this. We've got a long runway, so we can use most of it. We can do a go around if needed. I'm gonna add some more flaps. Add full flaps? Come on.
Kilo Oscar Kilo Victor automated weather observation 0100 Zulu. Wind tree 11 at 4. Visibility 7.
Break.
Few clouds at 2,200 feet, feeling 4,400 feet overcast.
Oh my God! Where's the hold short?
317 at 10.
Behind us?
7.
It's gonna want us to turn around. All right, just be really careful. Oh my God, we had to use just enough brake, but not too much. I'm not gonna lie, the bugs there made it a lot more intense. So like, I'm not gonna be that mad about it, but holy cow, that a 2.5 hour flight. Granted, we did some of the speed up throughout it, but a 2.5 hour flight comes down to that, everything on the line, and we can't even tell what our airspeed is. Like, come on. And you can't hear the air traffic control, you can't hear anything. We probably missed a bunch of radio messages and whatever else. I don't know if this is going to be very pretty for us, but the fact that we even landed that is what makes a difference here. So we are going to pull up to our hold short. I don't want to brake too aggressively. Sometimes you can flip the thing. Just give me the ability to skip. Give me the ability. Oh my God, we did it. We did it. End it. Shut it down. I'm done. Get the heck out. I don't want to see y'all anymore. I'm done with this. We paid $50K to absolutely have a heart attack. We better make a bunch of money here. 63% passenger satisfaction. They're probably upset about the radio situation. 63% airline procedures. 91% condition of the aircraft. We ended up with a B. Bad weather bonus. Got a bunch of extra XP. I mean, I'll take a B. I will take walking away from that one. 236,000 credits. We paid for the plane that we just bought. Someone's gonna have to pay for my heart surgery. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. We lost our reputation. We're gonna have to get that back. Oh my goodness. Not gonna be doing another one of those anytime soon, especially in the Cessna. It's gonna be time for us to grind. We gotta get our money up. We're gonna get something nice, some sort of a turboprop or a jet or something so that we could properly do that right. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you all later. Peace out.